Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 21 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. My name is Bryan, and I, of course, am joined by my good friend and co-host. I was doing so well.
It was, dare I say, presidential.
Yeah,
the way that you were
it was-
addressing us.
Man, I felt so good about it. I was like, let's not do any stupid I usually do a dumb thing when I'm hosting, but I was like, let's just get it out there.
Yeah.
And then I fucking fell on my face saying co-host.
It's hard. It's hard being sincere for that extended period of time.
Yeah. All right, Reaves is here.
I'm here, babies. So good. So good to be back in the saddle of Top Chef again. Second week in a row.
AC/DC.
AC/DC is always on my mind. You see that concert?
The concert.
Fucking AC/DC.
So good.
They're out there in Australia.
Oh, that's where they're from. So it's a home show for them.
Yeah. I think 10 million people show up. They're ready to jump up and down. Dun, dun.
You a Bon Scott guy or a Bryan Johnson boy?
Bryan Johnson boy.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist, so I love me some Bon Scott, I think, yeah.
I don't like anyone that was original in a band. I feel like there's a reason that they left and a reason they were moved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's either died or got kicked out or anything. That's a reason. Hey. Reasons are reasons.
Yeah, that's a reason. If you were good enough to stay in the band, then you were probably good enough to stay alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Sammy Hagar fan.
Okay.
Right now.
I do like the Sammy Hagar Van Halen. You kind of it's different.
It's different and better, and the one I like to remember. Van Halen in general, great. And the one with Sammy Hagar, he's great because and this is great Top Chef content. two dudes in their close to 40s, basically
Real
40s,
close, yeah.
talking about Van Halen and AC/DC, baby. I can just hear all the click, 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 click of people just fast forwarding. They're like, I'll just listen to the Top Chef review.
Yeah, go for it. Please, we invite that.
Yeah, oh, please. I dare you to not listen to this part. I dare you, because it's like you might miss something that is then called back later.
Yeah.
And will the jokes make sense when you get to 30 minutes into the podcast?
Will you care?
Probably not.
No, probably not. It'll be some tangential thing that doesn't nothing to do with Top Chef at all. And you're like, I want to hear about a show that happened 12 years, 14 years. I can't do math. 13 years ago.
Probably. Yeah.
I had to do some math because of Lorraine Bracco, the one talking about later.
Ooh.
Never mentioned Sopranos herself. I know when she walks in, someone said I do need therapy, but she keeps saying Goodfellas over and over again. And my wife was like, "Is she the Sopranos lady?" I'm like, "Yeah, she is," but she's done talking about it.
She's like, I was in Goodfellas, remember?
Yeah, let's talk about that. That
was nominated for Oscars. Me and Marty would just go out to dinner. The Sopranos, it was a little tumultuous. James Gandolfini would go on benders and not show up for weeks.
Had the stuff in his nose, had the cotton in his nose. Give him that, thing he was doing.
Oh, God. His
also
breathing.
Died.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that his son was the guy that played him in the Netflix movie.
Yeah, that
Didn't
was
know
him.
Huh.
Did not do well, that movie.
I didn't see it, but
Watched like the first 15 minutes and I said, "Another for me."
and now if we're gonna really get into it, we're a bunch of like almost 40-year-old white guys talking about Sopranos and
Fucking
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, AC/DC, Van Halen. Come on.
What else can we talk about? What else is hitting those fucking those numbers for us?
Oh, well, we can jump into Chefs I Prepared for You, and I can
Okay.
really hit some dad shit.
All right. Let's do that then. I know you guys are probably like, please no, talk to us more about AC/DC and Van Halen. Maybe later, we'll see. We're gonna do a segment now that we do every week. This is 6 minutes in. This seems really weird.
Oh, it feels good. We're loose.
Segment we do every week called Chefs I Prepared for You, where we go back and forth, the two of us, because Jamal's here. I mentioned it. It happened. He's not here. I said it.
Yeah.
But that's it. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. We might. We'll see.
Probably.
And we talk about what we have for dinner last night and only last night and present it like we're presenting it to the judges of Top Chef. I will go first.
Yes.
Chefs, last night I prepared for you. We bought a take and bake pizza from Aldi's. We've never been, don't do Aldi's very much. Thought we'd try it out. It's got a big pizza. It was like $6. What the hell? Let's try that. 5 cheese pizza, plain pizza, big pizza, beautiful pizza. Let's give it a shot. Pretty plain. What can we do for it? Do it in the oven. But before we did that, cut some red peps. Do that on there.
Ooh.
Toss it. Put some extra cheese on it. Extra mozz.
Sure.
Took it out when it was done, of course, not early. Cut up some sugar bomb cherry tomatoes.
Ooh.
Threw that on there. Carrie picked some basil from our garden. Put that on there.
Yeah.
Little red pepper flakes. And then I took a little olive oil on top of mine. Drizzle. And after all that, it was fine. It was still pretty bad pizza. But I think the additions were good and they helped it a lot.
Did you feel very like artistic and chefy, like pulling it out, throwing these things on, being like, we are elevating this pizza. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I felt good about it. I felt like, you know, when people talk about like adding an egg to their like dollar ramen, I felt like that guy, you know?
Yeah.
You want to really kick up ramen? Look, ramen costs $1. Put an egg in it.
Throw an egg in there.
I felt like that guy.
A little protein. I feel that way sometimes with soups or stews where it's like, I'm gonna throw some smoked paprika in here. And that's going to make this soup completely different from the last time I had it. Finish exactly the same.
It's the same. Yeah.
Now, with this pizza, did you put any oregano on it?
Did not. I'm not a big fan of. I mean, oregano's fine, and if it's in the sauce, that's good, of course. But like too much, and it's kind of all that I taste. For some reason, it doesn't like break down enough for me. You can like feel the like flakes of like oregano, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't add it anymore.
I get that. It's a very strong flavor. I tend to put a ton on my pizza.
Really?
I want my house to smell like a pizza pie parlor. And the result is very crunchy, dry pizza.
Yes.
With lots of flakes on it.
A lot of coughing while you eat it.
Yeah. Pulling things out of your mouth.
Twigs.
Squishing them on the table, putting it under the table. Table farts apart because it's running, because too much oregano.
It's very dry.
Yeah. So was this pizza any good, even despite the fact that it wasn't as elevated as you wanted it to be?
It was fine. It was like comparable to any like frozen pizza you would buy, I think, which are never going to be like good, but are like fine enough to eat. Especially for like $6. For $6, shit.
$6?
And it was huge. It's huge pizza.
Hey, forget about it.
You're looking for a deal. Go to Aldi's. The big
forget
pizza.
about it.
Whatever you want on it. Go crazy. Make it your own thing. And we're not supposed to talk about what we have dinner the night we're talking about now. But I think doing that inspired me too. We made veggie burgers tonight. I had a bunch of cherry tomatoes left over. I was like, what if I fucking made these into tomato jam? And that's what I did.
Oh,
that's what I did.
Kid, someone is feeling chefy this summer.
I'm in my chef bag.
Hell yeah.
I'm in my chef bag.
Chapter that. AI. I'm in my chef bag.
Yeah. I should write that down to remember the name of an episode. Because now I'm just the last one I just put what we had for dinner the night before. I couldn't think of anything to put. I had complete law out of everything.
Now, before we get to mine,
Yes.
you've mentioned cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
I've lost count the amount of times. It's almost annoying how
Yeah.
often you're mentioning cherry tomatoes.
I get it. Yeah.
Now, are you going to a farmer's market and getting those? And that's because it's like I was at a farmer's market, no big deal, on Sunday, and the place was rolling with cherry tomatoes.
Yeah. No, I did not. Here's the story. There's a chef on Instagram. Her name's Olivia something or other. Her thing is that she gives the middle finger to the camera. Have you seen this?
That's very cool.
That's her whole thing. She'll cook and then just gives a quick middle finger to the thing. It's great.
Hell. You need a thing.
It caught on. She's huge. Millions of followers. Big.
So
caught
smart.
on. She did a video the other day where she was like, I'm going to tell you which tomatoes are shit and which ones are good. And she was like, plum tomatoes, shit. Beefsteak tomatoes, shit. The cherry tomatoes that come in like the multicolor pack, she's like, those are shit. She said these sugar bomb cherry tomatoes or any tomatoes that are called something bomb are very good. I'd never heard of these. I was in Whole Foods the other day browsing. Come across a box that says cherry tomatoes, sugar bomb cherry tomatoes. I was like, well, fuck, it's Kismet. I got to buy these.
Yes.
And I loved them. I could eat them, pop in my mouth. They're good. They're great. That's why I did it.
And this podcast, gosh darn it, is educational.
Yes.
Because I learned something. Because I get cherry tomatoes a lot. Family favorite. But I get the colored ones because I feel like I'm being, cosmopolitan by getting all these different like this is and it's a variety. Yes.
Yeah, in the fashion.
But apparently it doesn't matter. And I'm going to take that to heart.
If you're in the Whole Foods next time you see the sugar bomb ones, give them a shot. I think that here's what helped. They're on sale.
Yes.
I think they're normally like $6 for a pack. I think they're like $3.99. And I cannot turn down a deal. I love a deal.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. 3 for that, a pint or one of the big ones?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I got snacked on a bunch of them.
Yeah, you ate them like 17 times, I heard.
Put them on pizza, and then I made tomato jam out of them. I got a good amount out of them, Also, the Whole Foods, I got to try Japanese strawberries. They had them there for trying them. They're not hollow. They're strawberry all the way through. I don't know.
I don't know if I completely understand what you just said. Have you had Japanese strawberries before?
No. They were like, hey, try these. They're from Japan. And I'm like, I'm not going to turn that down.
Why did you think they were? Oh, because most strawberries that you have are hollow to some degree.
Yeah. These are they're smaller and there's through just all fruit. It was good.
Here's what I discovered about strawberries.
Yes.
Chapter it. Some are hollow, non-organic.
Okay.
Organic, leave in the fridge for 2 weeks. They become full. Even now, I don't know if they were hollow previously. Who knows? But they become full. Oh God,
Jesus!
Are you all right?
Yeah, and I smack. What you said surprised me. I hit the microphone.
So much knocked the microphone over.
Yeah, it really caught me off guard.
That rules.
I know look. This is getting long. We started at 6 minutes, and I think that's great. We got content now. It's fruit season, folks. This is a good opportunity to talk about fruit. Okay,
Can we talk about it? It's stone fruit season. I'm going nuts about fruit over here.
What do you get? You at the farmer's market on Sunday. What'd you grab?
I got peaches.
Yes,
of course.
Staple.
My family is going in. They are clearing the free samples tray. Everything there. We are eating all of it. We are waiting for the attendant to put more on. Try more of it, and then being like, we got to buy something from this place now. Peaches, plums.
I bought some plums the other day.
Wonderful.
I was eating these plums and I thought to myself, are plums? This is all I thought I had to myself in my head. Are plums the most underrated fruit?
Yeah. Gosh darn it. And we hit it again, and I'm trying so hard not to swear this podcast.
Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten out of hand before, and I want to make this for children. Gosh darn it, we don't talk enough about plums.
No one does.
And they are underrated and they are delicious.
Yes.
Sweet, a little bit of tart,
Little tart.
and that's lovely. And
They had a cool ass texture, cool butt texture. Texture's great. The
Oh, yeah.
outside's got the pop, inside nice and soft. You getting black plums or like the other ones?
I try them all.
Yeah.
I've had black, I've had red. There was I think it was like a yellow one that I got at Whole Foods the other day.
Ooh.
It was lovely. We got a whole bushel of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some were a little soggy, but they were still very sweet. But yeah, it's like you get this very, very sweet, like almost to the point where I'm like, ooh, this is like icing. It's so sweet. And then you get hit with a little bit of tart. And then it's
right
like,
in the spot.
Now we're finding a balance.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Plums have been sitting on the bench for far too long.
Riding the pine.
Yeah. And probably what it is it's these fucking
were so close.
I get so I get so passionate about stone fruit and plums and how these so-called food analysts out there like to run their mouths about all of the type of fruits that should be getting recognition. Oh, grapes. Oh,
overrated.
Blackberries. Blah blah blah. Plums. You got it. They're great right now.
They're really good. Yeah, it's never someone's go-to fruit. You're at the store, like, oh, get a plum.
Yeah.
Try it.
If it's good enough for that caterpillar who is so hungry. And I gotta tell you, he eats 3 of them.
Wow. Okay.
He eats 3.
Some are big, some are little.
Some are big, some are little. In this case, they're all about the same size. They look pretty big. And then he goes on to 4 strawberries, which I don't think is as much as 3 plums.
No, that's for sure. No. Like 4 strawberries is barely 1 plum.
The man is trying to bulk.
Yeah. He's so hungry.
But the point we were trying to make here is it's a wonderful season.
Yeah.
To be eating fruit.
Oh, so good.
Go out, support your local farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last thing we're going to have on this, but I do have a question for you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And I had this friendly debate with my wife. Organic Ed. Do you think there's a difference between getting Organic Ed?
What's happening?
At Whole Foods or getting them at the farmer's market, like from a farmer that's like, here's our eggs. Is there really any difference other than price? Because I can tell you they taste the same.
I think they taste the same. If I could find a farmer at a farmer's market that sold them that looked like the ones when you watch someone eat eggs in Europe, that they're orange. That's what I want. The ones in America are yellow and orange. They're in Europe, they're orange. I like to think that they're different. I like to think that the ones at the farmer's market are like hand-picked by like a, he's like lifting up the little hen. He's like, what you got for me today, Bessie? See, it's a beautiful brown egg. And he puts it in the container.
It's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
You do such good work.
I give it a good home.
You're my best hen.
I kill you later. I kill you later.
Don't tell Bessie, but you're my best hen. They cost more at the farmer's market.
This was my wife's point.
Yeah.
When we were there, I said, I'm going to go get some eggs. She said, why? I said, because A, healthier, B, ethical.
Yeah.
And she said, they're just more expensive. It's the same thing. They don't taste any different. I think she might be right. I sat there. I thought about it. I struggled. Stood in the middle of a farmer's market, which very busy. Could have been knocked to the ground.
Like a Pearl Jam concert.
Yeah.
Like an ACDC concert. I'll show you. Let's call it back. If you didn't listen to the first few minutes, you missed that.
So I decided against getting them because you do have a variety of organic ones that you can get. Organic, whatever it actually means.
Cage free,
grain free, all that, which is great. But it's like if I'm not actually seeing the color or the taste of this egg be any different, what am I paying for?
You save $3 buying at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
So that's that sucks, but it's true. I'm also pretty convinced a lot of times the like farmer's market, and this will also talk about it. farmers market stands are the same as the whole, like, it's not like some on paw. Again, it's not some guy being like, "Oh, Bessie, you're my most beautiful peach." It pulls it single-handedly off the tree and nestles it into the little pack.
Yeah.
It's not what you're getting. It's the same
Yeah.
setup as Whole Foods, I think. It just costs more.
And please write in about this. Do the farmers have to pass some kind of test when they get in to prove that they didn't just go to Whole Foods and buy a bunch of stuff and say, "Oh yeah, look at these plums I got." Oh yeah, no, this is Bessie. This is Bessie. Yeah, right.
One Halloween, my wife and I went to a pumpkin patch that she loved as a kid, and we went out to the field and picked a pumpkin. And it wasn't the kind that are like in the rows hooked up. They were just like laid out in a field. And one of them, probably more, the one that we picked had a sticker on it from a grocery store. Ruined her
Kind of
ruined
ruins
experience.
it. Yeah. You're like, let's just go home now.
Yeah, well, this wasn't any fun.
Chefs,
yes, thank you, please.
I prepared for you smashed avocado turkey burgers with a side of roasted potatoes with some rosemary on them.
I was just going to ask.
Here's the dad part. These smash burgers are intended to be done on a grill.
These are smashed turkey burgers.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So you make them. You put a little avocado, a little garlic.
You bought the turkey, just the ground turkey.
That's right.
Okay.
Ground turkey. Then I put all the seasoning, blah blah blah, smashed them up. You basically make them into little balls, and then you put them on.
You got the cool little flat
griddle
thing. You got the thing that you use when the boxer puts in the face.
Why have that one? I got one right here, baby.
God gave you that one.
God gave me this one. That's my hand. That's a smash.
Hot grill.
Hand on grill. Burn hand off. Part of the problem. My grill and I are in a disagreement.
Okay. Well, we know that. I mean, this is technically like an electronic, I think. Is it?
Yes, it is a propane electronic based grill. Does that make it electronic?
It's
it gas
strong?
powered? Here, that's the opposite problem.
Okay.
It is weak, and it's one of these situations where it really wants to continue to do its job.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying, I think you are done.
Mm-hmm.
And you should maybe bow out of being a grill.
Yeah, maybe look out into the sunset. Don't look away.
Yes, pass the baton to someone else to be the grill, aka the stove, where I will do it. Very smoky setups. Fire alarm, upset sous chef. But it constantly is like, just give me the burgers. It's what I do. I do burgers. I have to finish my job of being a grill.
Yeah, I got one job in this world. If I can't do that, I have nothing else.
Yeah,
what I got left.
And I'm like, listen, I love the job you've done. We've had a lot of good times together. You were abandoned from the previous owner of my house.
So it's not technically you kind of took on this burden of this of this grill. So you have no real allegiance to it, I guess. I mean, what's the first thing that a president does when they come in and take over the White House? Fire everybody.
Fire. Yeah. You line them all up.
And
you go, look to your left, look to your right. You're all fired.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of my house.
Yeah. You have no allegiance to this grill. And it hurts. You're a good guy.
Good
grill. Expensive. Grill expensive. Gotta buy a new one. Not cheap.
Yeah, not what? And this is another thing, Dad talk. I did not know how expensive grills were because I was
like, "You are nice when they're expensive."
This is crazy. They're so expensive. It blew my mind because I was like, "This grill is dangerous." I feel like I smell propane every time I turn it on.
That's not good.
Sometimes when I do the light, I'm smelling propane and it's not happening, and I'm like, "Is everything going to blow up?" I will not use that grill again. But other grills are very expensive. So, write in, explain to us how I can find an affordable grill, what grill you would like to choose, because we should have a choice. The grill that is selected should earn their right to be my grill. And then if you want to write about how much you thought the good work my previous grill did, you can write about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the time for that, even though it's a little late in the summer.
It's almost
before
out of time. Yeah.
really waited to the end there.
Not the best time to make a switch, but the switch has to happen.
March was the time that I should have gotten a new grill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's enough time to really search for the right one.
Mostly because I think you probably knew it was time to go a long time, but you were just like telling yourself and presenting to the world that it was fine.
And then I had one opportunity, big party. Everyone's there.
Uh-huh.
Grill again. Smells like propane. Not lighting. Not doing its job. Worried about if it knows that it's a grill. And maybe it's just not feeling its best. It's sometimes grills have off days. When it's been around that long, of course.
Oh, you're going to have some off days, yeah.
You know, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll just try the next few days afterwards, even though the party was a disaster.
Yeah, give it a few days.
I'll give it a few days, maybe see. It's not really much better.
No.
A little bit better, but not really much.
And that's still bad.
At a grill. But that everyone's happy with that.
We all want the grill to be good.
Yes, we want it to be good.
We appreciate the work the old grill did.
We like the grill.
We want the grill. Look, I'm going to go grill either way.
Oh, I no matter what, go grill.
I'm going grill. Yeah, we have a grill wave coming up.
We all agree, go grill. It's just maybe not this grill right now.
No, and
And that's okay.
That's fine. I'm not upset. The old grill's not going to be they might be at first. Then they'll realize that what they're doing is best for everyone.
The old grill will be very happy, pushed to the corner of my backyard, collecting dust.
To house a raccoon. Okay, that sounds like a good meal. Were they fingerling potatoes that you roasted?
No, I just did normal russet potatoes that I just like chopped up.
Okay, biggies. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I chopped them up to like little chunks.
Russet size.
Yeah.
New potato size.
Hell yeah, baby.
Okay. Well, we sort of did the choosing thing. We talked about that with the grill. So I don't know if we need to do one again.
No.
Jamal usually lists the episode name and then says it, but I don't even know what this episode was called. Do you?
It's an offer they can't refuse.
And we'll be right back.
Podchap. And we're back. Welcome back. This is, timestamp it, the Top Chef portion of the Podchef podcast. And of course, we are reviewing Top Chef Season 8, Episode 8. I'm making an offer you can't refuse.
You can't refuse. We're talking Italian stuff all day.
Right.
Except the beginning. The beginning has nothing to do with the rest of it.
Al Pacino. Oh my God, you can't refuse. So we open at the Top Chef bar. Everyone is hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Isabella says, the second Marcel started throwing people under the bus, I said, oh, I'm not going to let that happen. Not on my watch.
And then we realize Trey or Blaze says one mistake is all it takes. Yeah, one mistake. All you have to do is one mistake by making the worst dessert Anthony Bourdain's ever had. A little tiny mistake like that sends you home.
Just a teeny tiny mistake where Anthony Bourdain almost died eating your food. Yeah, it's not going to be a good episode for Trey when you see that.
Yeah.
Antonia says Mike is the top of her list of people that need to go home.
She's early on this. We're all there now.
It's a very long list. She's like, I'm even on the list. But Mike is
towards the bottom. I'm towards the bottom.
I'm actually at the very bottom of the list. So the chefs arrive back at the Top Chef kitchen. And who's there? Fucking Isaac Mizrahi. Okay. Project Runway much?
Yeah.
Other shows much?
Do you know what Fashion Week is? Because I sort of do.
I kind of do. I like him a lot. He's very nice.
Is he on? Does he host that show, or he's on it a lot?
He's on it a lot. If I am recalling when we were watching Project Runway, I think that there's an All-Stars kind of like branch of the show, and I think he is a consistent judge on that.
Okay.
And he's a judge often on the regular one as well. He's very nice. I like him a lot.
Is he? In this, he doesn't give nice.
He does give very Zoolander vibes.
Yes, it feels like he's going for it. He feels like what I would expect a fashion designer named Isaac Mizrahi to do and sound like
Yes.
and look like.
And he follows that up with saying that his most recent collection was inspired by a Xerox machine.
Mm-hmm. Because of the way that it tricks the eye. What the fuck does that mean? You see, it's not a real copy, and that's what the trick is.
It's like you look at it and you think this is the original, and then you're like, "Whoa, this is not." And that's how I built a bunch of shirts.
You think it was just paper? Like you think he made like outfits out of paper?
Probably.
I think it looks nothing like that, and he's like, you can see the inspiration by my Xerox, and it looks nothing like. You have to be told the story to get that.
He's just at a FedEx, just constantly like copying the same thing over and over again. A bunch of people, big huge line behind him.
Sir, we have a limit of 30 copies.
He's like, well, I have a limit of a couple of days till Fashion Week, okay, and I gotta get this dress together.
Woman standing naked in there trying on the clothes.
That's basically what that Project Runaway is. A lot of that, and then poking people. He says he sees food and fashion as closely related, which is true because I am always trying to eat a pair of boots.
Oh,
I look at
a good pair of boots.
You go into you go into a D&W warehouse. That's not right. DSW warehouse. And you and look around.
That's Discount Shoe Warehouse, of course. Is it designer or discount?
I hope it's designer.
I think it is.
Because if it's not designer, they really pulled one on me. Because that's the only reason I'm going there to eat food. You see a bunch of boots to get so hungry. So he introduces the quickfire challenge here. So the 9 remaining chefs created a visual appealing dish that was judged solely on the presentation. No eating, just looking. Cut to Blaze, and he looks sad as hell. So
you gotta eat the food. Blaze is like, the food is for eating.
The food is for eating, though. But what? So you guys aren't gonna eat it? You're just gonna look at it. Okay, so I'll make it taste like shit. And a lot of people kind of take that to heart because
they really run with it.
Angelo, especially.
Yeah, he serves them plastic.
He sous vide an egg, and as I think Fabio or someone calls out vomit, and that's what he presents is a sous vide bag of food.
It's in the bag. It looks ridiculous.
It's in the bag.
It's in the fucking sous vide bag. And I guess he cut like pineapple rind to make it look like, he kept saying crocodile skin. Of course, he wrote crocodile incorrectly on the table.
Yeah.
Isaac Mizrahi said it looks like Charles Manson did it. Really ripped his ass to shreds with what he did. It was great.
It was great. I mean, classic Angelo move of just like, he talked a lot. He mentioned that he was like, my 2 things I love most in the world are food and fashion. And then I guess like that whoever this, fashion icon that he likes so much, I think it was Roberto Cavalli or something like that, is really into crocodiles. And then he wrote crocodile on his table and spelled it wrong, spelled it with an A. That's okay. We all have issues. Mike Isabella is kind of like, speaking of dads, like a dad going to an art gallery that's like, I don't understand any of this. He's like, you got a bunch of weird plates with like trees and dots and all this, and it's like, I don't know, well, what is this? He feels like a type of guy that would really like a Norman Rockwell painting and be like, well, I get this. There's a man standing up for himself at a meeting. I get that.
This I like.
And then we get
picture of the Brooklyn Bridge. That I get and I like.
Bunch of guys, lunch pails,
sitting on a beam.
Of course, I know what's going on there. Those guys are about to jump off.
It's simple. It's storytelling. It's easy.
It's simple. Those guys hate their lives. So we're going to hear now from our friend Fabio. He is presenting his dish, and he gives us a little story behind the meaning of this presentation of a dish.
My style is the way I'm living my life every day.
And I think that there's nothing that more beautiful to see a very well-dressed woman trying to keep herself composed under a snowing day or with rain. The mushroom representing the umbrella. The tuna is the lady, but it's still raining, so the snow is melting a little bit.
If you read the rest of what the plate says, I don't know what it all says, but it does say like to wear something cool. Like the words cool is on it,
Yeah.
which is insane, which really kind of takes away from the artistic like thought of this thing. He does squirt lemon juice from the little plastic lemon thing.
Yes.
Tuna, of course, is the lady.
Yeah, the lady with the umbrella. The umbrella might be melting.
Nothing more beautiful.
He does say that he feels like he might be on a bit of a trip here, like an acid trip of some kind.
I think the mushrooms I got were the wrong kind of mushrooms, and I ate a lot of them.
Yeah, and it's like it's been about 30, 40 minutes, and it was one of those things where I didn't think I was feeling it, and then I ate more, and now I'm scared.
And now I need help.
No, can you just?
You see what I'm doing? I'm
it?
putting lemon on this stuff. I say
Lemon?
this melting.
Can you just? Is the pretty lady okay? I'm just so worried about this pretty lady. Mike Isabella has something with raw eggs, and Isaac is like, it almost makes you want to eat raw egg.
He said, you know how like you love a raw egg? He's like, you know the best part of the way to have an egg is raw egg? What the fuck are you talking about, man? You Rocky?
Yeah, Rocky ate a lot of raw eggs.
You know, put him 1 cup, drank them all.
Yeah, that's how you lose a fight.
He did lose that one, that's right.
Well, he came back.
I mean, went all the way though. I mean, it was a decision. It's a pretty good showing against a guy who's like the champion. He's nobody, you know. Pretty good showing. Not bad.
Only took 2 fights. Blaze has a dish. He calls it Black Sunday. And of course, we have to say Sunday, Black Sunday. I just heard the news today. I can't sous vide my eyes and make it go away. And that's that. Judging. So on the bottom here we have Dale. Dale didn't really care about this.
He said it was disgusting. Said he didn't make him hungry. I don't get. He was like, doesn't make me want to eat it. But he said you don't have to eat it. So why does it matter?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
It's a very abstract judging that I feel like they sometimes are kind of moving the goalpost here. Yeah.
Antonio literally had a tree on. It wasn't food. It was wood, right? It was like it wasn't a food.
It was a tree on there because her favorite book is, of course, The Giving Tree, which Isaac's just lit up and was like, "That's my favorite book too."
Do they know it's for children?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope it's like we both have kids and we're reading this a lot, and not like that's my favorite book. Because I gotta tell you, there are a lot of books out there. And a lot of them are very good, and they're for adults.
You might like. I mean, I guess this book is good. Yeah, it's got a good message too. But like, you read a Cormac McCarthy book? They're hard. They're hard as shit.
Hard as hell.
But they're pretty good. Maybe start with The Road. It's
Start
easy.
with The Road.
Sparse, quick read, good read, and then jump into one of the hard ones that don't make a lot of sense for most of it.
Yeah. Read a Stephen King book.
Yeah.
1,000 pages. With some weird shit that happens.
Beach read. Yeah.
Yeah, beach read. Michael Crichton book. Anyway, Dale's on the bottom. Trey, not doing good this episode, Trey.
No.
He basically just did like 4 dots and that was it.
Yeah.
And then, Angelo's misspelling of crocodile. On the top, Fabio, surprisingly enough, they bought his story. Carla, and Blaze. They like what they did with his black base and the greens, made sense. And who wins? Our friend Blaze. Richard. He does it with the black chocolate ice cream.
Just because he did what Isaac was wearing.
Yeah, that was his inspiration.
Yeah, that's why Isaac liked it. Oh, it's black. I love that.
He's like, I'm going to do something black because that's what Isaac's wearing. I heard he likes black. So, yeah. I was like, whoa, I like this and I don't know why.
I like.
Cool. So the elimination challenge, let's jump right into it here.
Yep.
The chefs are going to cook a family style Italian meal at Reaves, the restaurant in New York City. And the judges are going to be the restaurant owners and the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And we will meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pellegrino,
Mm-hmm.
aka Frankie No,
Frankie No.
his son Junior.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Also Frankie No, but it's Jr.
There's also Dino,
Chef Dino.
Chef Dino, and then when we get to Rayo's, we meet Nikki Best.
Nikki Vest, who I think is Greek. He speaks Greek at some point.
He does speak
What
Greek.
are you? What are you doing here?
Hey, when you're family, baby.
Has the most like loud, like Richard Simmons-esque vest on.
Yes.
And then he says his name is Nikki Vest. You go, oh, of course. You can't even name Nikki Vest and have like a very plain vest on.
Yeah.
Puffer
Which one
vest and like you're working in fucking downtown Wall Street. Just a regular puffer vest. Yeah, I'm Nikki Vest. Patagonia vest.
I would love it if Frankie No before they walked in was like, "You're gonna meet all these people. You're gonna meet this. You're gonna meet Nikki Vest. Don't worry, I will introduce you to Nikki Vest so you know who he is." I think I'm gonna figure out who he is. Sequin Vest. So the chefs are divided into 3 groups, which is based on the 3 sections of an Italian meal. You got the antipasta, you got the primi, you got the secondi. The chefs will be judged on those dishes by, again, the people from the restaurant and our normal judges. So how do we break up these teams? They, of course, draw knives.
Knife block.
And then the primi, we got Dale, Mike Isabella, Trey, Secondi. We got Blaze, Angelo, Fabio. And the antipasta. Antipasti is Antonia, Tiffany, Carla. They break up and talk to the chefs and the restaurant owners to kind of get some ideas of what they should be cooking. Trey immediately is zeroed in on risotto.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like,
Dude.
dead man walking.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they do show a clip, which I completely forgot about this, that in his season he did a risotto and did
won.
well.
Yeah. But then how did it, going back on it, did it run? Did it smear on the plate?
I don't know. Here's what I wish. I wish there was a podcast where someone reviewed these old seasons.
With knowledge of previous seasons and to be able to recall this stuff. Man, that would be such a good resource for us.
Here's the favor I'm doing ourselves. Maybe they didn't talk about the consistency of the risotto in that episode. I could be completely wrong.
I have no idea.
But we find out that that's a big sticking point for Tommy C. Trey says people call him the Black Italian, so he's not worried at all.
Mm-hmm. Good sign.
Great sign for him. One thing I really liked was Blaze is talking to Frankie No, and so is Angelo. It wraps up, and Blaze goes in to shake his hand, and Frankie No goes just to Angelo. And then so Blaze is kind of standing there for a little bit, and then he gets his hand shook. I'm like, oh yeah, I feel that.
Fabio was going into some old world story, and they were like, "Can we just stop?" And they literally have to stop him to ask their questions.
He's like, can I just ask a question? I know you're talking about, I don't know, something made up. They go to Whole Foods. It's very quick, less than a minute scene.
Yeah,
nothing comes
hardly
from
any
it.
time at all there.
This it's not important, and these seasons of Top Chef. Back at the kitchen, they start doing their prep work. Mike Isabella is going to make fresh rigatoni.
Mm-hmm.
Very ambitious.
Got prep time. Yep.
Plenty of time to do it, but you got to make sure you got the right ratio of eggs.
Never cook too much egg.
Everyone's making pasta. Mike Isabella won't shut up about being Italian and the pressure that he has on him as an Italian. The next night, chefs arrive at the restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant.
It's nice.
It's rustic.
It's small. You'll never get in there.
No. And it's not because it's like, I mean, there's people there and it's backed up, but it's just too small.
It's too small. Yeah, the people there's like a special way to get in there that only certain people know how to get in there. There's like a way to contort your body to get into the door. If you don't know it, you cannot get in there. It's hard. It's like if you've ever been in those, like, sometimes there's like trails and there's like little crawl through like little rock portions, like little cave portions, and certain people can get through there, certain people can't. I often cannot. More than often cannot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Yeah.
But in a restaurant.
No, and I've dealt with that a lot where, friends and family will lead me on a hike and they'll say like, okay, for this part, you're going to go in first. You got to contort yourself into a little ball to get into this little caved part.
Mhm.
You go in there and we're going to move this rock in front of you. And you just keep going. And then I get in there and then it's like there's just rock on the other side. And then now they've moved a rock in. It's closed off. So I'm kind of stuck in a ball.
Yeah.
In
What
a
happens
cave.
now?
Yeah.
Wait 3 days.
3 days. Come out. Beautiful butterfly. Brought some plums. Don't worry. Again, the judges arrive, and as we hinted at before, listen to the beginning part of the episode. Lorraine Bracco is here.
Drunk, right?
Yeah. So let's
100% drunk off her ass, correct?
Let's hear from her. She tells us a lovely story about being in Goodfellas.
We were studying to do the movie Goodfellas. And Joe Pesci asked Ray Liotta and myself if we wanted to come to Rayo's. We ate and we had the most incredible food.
What did that teach you? Sort of
that all Italians are the same?
that we know.
The laugh is when you kind of know something seems off.
Yeah. The laugh, she's very loud the entire time. Maybe it's because I only know her from Sopranos, where she's very subdued.
Yeah.
She's never laughing. She's always afraid Tony's going to murder her family, her loved ones, and of course her husband, ex-husband, who's her therapist, is going to murder everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But here she's loud and giggly and making a lot of jokes. Some blue, she gets inappropriate. Some blue joke. There's a blue joke in there.
Yeah. She says.
Which Tom kind of goes, oh boy.
I know. You see a lot of Tom trying to help her by asking her questions, being like, I gotta get her involved somehow. And then she responds and he's just rubbing his head like, oh my God, can't take her anywhere.
Oh God.
It's just what happens when you bring family out. She's family because she's Italian. And if you don't know this, I'm Italian.
They're all the same.
Tom constantly says we, as in we Italians, the greater Italians.
He does admit he's never been south of Rome, which is a bad look for Tommy C. Italian guy.
Yes.
Because Rome and above, that's tourists.
That's where
you go below Rome. That's old country. That's you from Italy. You go down there. And you don't go all the way down. You go too far down, that's tourists again.
Yes.
You don't get to the Amalfi Coast. That's tourists.
Tourists. But
it's
right
middle.
It's right in the middle. And if I may hint at what I mentioned earlier, it's in really what we would consider the boot. And that's why that is the most delicious part of Italy. The food there is so great because it's a boot. And what's more delicious than a nice boot?
You ever walk into a leather store? Boy,
yes.
Get me out of here.
Get me out of here before I eat everything and then my stomach hurts. Judges, the antipasti goes first. They're very happy. They say this is, good presentation, feels family style. Yay. Then comes the pasta course, the primi. They are not happy at all. It's very
all yucky.
The risotto was overkilled with garnish.
Extra yucky.
The rice wasn't cared for.
No.
They hate all the pasta.
None of it's good. Mike's wasn't cooked enough. Too al dente. Trays, of course, didn't spread out. Too gloop. And then Dale was the other one. What was Dale's issue?
Dale didn't cook the sauce in the pasta after he combined them. He cooked everything separate. And then Tom was like, you gotta then put it back on. You gotta cook the pasta with the sauce. That's how you get the flavor. And Lorraine says, like, if her boyfriend made that pasta, he would not be getting laid tonight.
And this is when Tom puts his head in his hands.
Yeah.
These are in front of the Rayos.
Oh,
can you pull Lorraine, please?
We're gonna get killed.
I'm never gonna be invited back. Even if I do, it's so hard to get in. I don't know if we'll get it again.
Lorraine, why don't you go pick out a nice fur coat? Why don't you go out there and pick out a nice fur coat? Over there.
Any coat you want.
Where you going? Get a coat.
That Goodfellas?
And that's Goodfellas. I should note that Padma barely gets a line in.
Yeah.
You barely.
Yeah.
She's there.
Yeah.
She's smiling a lot, but there is like nothing of her saying anything in this.
That's weird. Yeah.
So the Secondi group goes. They like it. Fabio did a chicken that he cooked in the last 30 minutes. Feels very old country. Bourdain says something about how like he was in a very dark place when he had the pasta, and Fabio's dish brought him back to life.
It gave him hope, and something like he gave him hope for the world, like I don't know, something stupid.
Yeah, it revigorated his faith in humanity.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
kind of dark. So judges table, they start with who's on top: Antonia, Carla, Fabio, and Tiffany, and this puts Mike Isabella into a spiral.
So funny when he's like, "Oh, they wouldn't pull the worst two things in a row, right? Because we all did the best. What's happening here?"
He's like, "No, there's no way. There's no way they're on top. It's not." But she just did muscles.
She just did muscles.
You fucking idiot can do muscles. You just put it in a pot and it opens.
They do the work themselves.
Yeah, and it's Blaze who's like, have they ever in Top Chef history done the bottom twice? Twice first?
Mike's like, not in my season.
Not my season.
Dale's sitting back, arms crossed, knows he's fucked.
Yeah, Dale's like, my boss.
He's taking it.
Good.
I don't care. They made it for my girlfriend. She likes it.
Yeah. Tiffany's very emotional about it. Top Chef is an emotional roller coaster. A lot of ups and downs. She was on the bottom last week. She's on the top here. Hey, just enjoy the ride.
Hey, baby. Put the lap band down, hands up in the air, scream.
The winner here is Antonia.
The world's a roller coaster, and I am not strapped in. Maybe I should hold with care, but my hands are busy in the essay. Okay. I have tickets to see Incubus at Madison Square Garden, but I can't go because I have to travel for work, and I'm so upset. I don't like them anymore, but I used to so much.
How did we we're almost an hour in. We just got on to Incubus.
I don't know.
One, you got in trouble at work. That's why you can't go?
No, because I have to travel for work. I have to, yeah.
I misheard. At trouble is funnier, but travel to work makes more sense. I recently got fed an Incubus video in my YouTube feed. I watched it, and I was like, Incubus is very fun. And then I was like, I was watching this lead singer. What's his name? Brandon Boyd?
Brandon Boyd, yeah.
And I was like, he is a very beautiful man.
He is.
And I was like, how did this happen? His dad, freaking cigarette man, the Marlboro man.
Is he?
Yeah, he was like a male model. I didn't know
that.
Yeah.
Nepo baby.
Yeah, that's that. Listen, when you dig in, I'm reading a freaking book here. Check this shit out. Ignore that.
A little more to the side.
Meet me in the bathroom. This is about the New York early 2000 rock and roll, post-punk, whatever you want to call it, scene. The Strokes, LCD Sound System, Interpol, all of them. Rich families. How do you survive in New York and be an artist? Have a rich family.
Yeah. Yep. I've probably told this thing before, but my favorite thing is I always wanted to live in New York. But then I moved to New York, and it turns out I just wanted to be young and rich.
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah.
It's easier to do when your family's already rich.
Yes.
So Antonia wins with her muscles. Even though Mike isn't very impressed, she goes back to the stew room and says, I won. There is no reaction.
Silence.
Very slow clapping. She's like, wow,
they still thought that they might win. They still thought that they might be the winners.
Yeah. And then she has to tell them, she's like, okay, the pasta group has to all go out.
Blaze kind of claps because he's safe.
Yeah, he's a slow clap. You hear someone go kind of ugh when she's like the pasta group, and it's, I gotta go out there.
Probably Dale. Feels like a Dale thing.
Yeah, Dale's like, I already know. They go out. It's it's Trey, Mike, and Dale. Mike's dish, the pasta's too al dente, too many eggs.
He says, I knew it.
But
he was sure that he won. He was like, I knew it.
I was sure that I was one, but I also knew that I was going to be in the bottom. I know it. I just knew it. He's almost in tears. He's very upset with himself because
he's Italian. Let the whole nation down. His entire people. They're going to turn him away now.
New Jersey. Yeah. Dale, we talked about this. Not enough sauce. Didn't mix it together. We got it. Trey's risotto, and Tom is a stickler for this. It should not be firm. Gotta spread, baby.
Gotta spread.
And Trey says, that's not what I was taught.
I was taught to make it firm. And that's what I want to know, how it was when he won. And again, if there was just some podcast that like talked about Top Chef and like could reference old episodes.
Yes.
Or maybe it was like Googled before they got on to like talk about what happened previously. Maybe you don't know it, but you can look back and then tell me in audio form. That'd be great. It's so great.
Please, fans.
Free idea out there. Free idea.
Free
you take
idea
this and
out there.
Run with it.
Someone out there do a Top Chef rewatch podcast.
And know about the show.
Yeah, know what happened in the show and report back to us things that happened in those earlier seasons because we don't know.
We have no idea. I don't know how you find out. How do you remember stuff?
Gosh, I guess you got to do crossword puzzles.
Tannygrams.
Tom says it's not risotto. It's not supposed to sit up, and it sat up too much. And so, because of this, Trey is eliminated.
Trey, please pack your knives and go.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Trey.
It's all good. Thank you. Leaving Top Chef the second time, it's bittersweet.
Sorry, brother. All good.
It sucks. I know a lot of my cooks and sous chefs would think that risotto is the last thing that I would drop the ball on, but if I'm serving risotto into their dish, then it's gonna spread. At least I go home with 25 G's. I think I kept my composure, and I think I represented my family. See you in Dallas. I'm just happy I came here with an open mind to know that even if I didn't win this competition, I would win a lot of knowledge and I would win a lot of new friends. Go home a better chef.
So we're down to the Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
That it?
That's it. That's the episode.
All right. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pod Chef. If you learned anything, stone fruit season, plums, peaches, the other ones. Like the peaches, the ones you could like twist and they open up. Love those.
Oh, yeah. Make it easy on me.
Yeah, love that. You take the whole seed out, eat the whole thing. My goodness.
Yeah.
Watermelons, too. Not a stone fruit, but what
we
a fruit.
didn't even get on watermelons.
No, we didn't have time.
We don't have time for
We don't
that.
have time. Too busy talking about plums. So we'll do an episode next week, probably. Check it out. If you got time, if you have a few minutes this week, leave us a review. Please, for the love of God, let it be 5 stars or less. Be real. Give us honest feedback. And if you have more time, start a podcast about Top Chef and have knowledge about the episodes and the previous episodes and talk to us about them.
Yeah. That
I won't download it, but I'm glad that it'll exist.
Oh, no. I don't have time to listen to that. But
God, could you imagine listening to a Top Chef podcast?
No. Well, if I was going to listen, I would just listen to the review portion. I would definitely not listen to anything else besides that because that's the important portion.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else? Anything you want to plug? Anything got going on?
No, just stone fruit, baby.
Yeah, get out there. Go to the farmer's market.
Leave us a review, 5 stars, and let us know what stone fruit you're eating. What you chomping on.
What are you chomping on this summer? Stone fruit season. Stone fruit summer hashtag. Get it started. Hashtag stone fruit summer.
Let's get it out there, people. Keep it sweet. Keep it savory.
And with that, we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
Gust. Bye.
This was fun. Absolutely. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.